Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. We are from group 29. The subject area for our lesson is mathematics, which is on the topic of profit and loss. So this topic is targeted for secondary year 8 and it also targeted for mixed ability students. So the 21st century pedagogies that facilitate throughout this lesson will be inquiry learning, play-based learning, and also project-based learning. Here is the matrix. The first one is declarative. So the content on declarative will be understand the concepts of profit and loss, cost price and selling price, and also understand the concept of percentage increase and decrease. So in terms of teaching and student learning, students will practice recognizing and comparing cost price and selling price through the video. Students also practice identifying between profit and loss given the selling price and the cost price through the video. And students also practice on how to find multipliers to work out percentage increases and decreases quickly in their heads. So the technology used on the declarative will be video that shows an interactive explanation on concepts of profit and loss, cost price and selling price. Matching tile slide to match the multipliers of percentage increases and decreases are also used. The second one is procedural. So the content on procedural will be knowing how to find the cost price and selling price, knowing how to calculate the profit or loss of certain items, knowing how to find multipliers to work out percentage increases and decreases quickly in your head. So meaning here is that the students should know on how to solve problems on finding the cost price or selling price, profit and loss. The students also should know on how to solve problems on finding the multipliers for percentage increase and decrease. So the teaching and student learning on procedural, the students will practice on solving problems given through online worksheets, whole class online game learning to identify and calculate the profit and loss, teacher's slide showing working on multipliers of percentage increase or decrease, and also worksheet involves students completing questions in order and joining them up which focus on percentage increases and decreases in order to get a code from the worksheet. So the technology on procedural will be online worksheets, online game which is profit and loss game, and teacher will also provide a worksheet to all of the students and also a spreadsheet showing practices more on working out the increase amount and decrease amount relating to percentage increase and decrease.
The third knowledge dimension is on schematic. The content under schematic is to explain why it is a profit when selling price is more than the cost price, explain why it is a loss when cost price is more than the selling price, relate percentage increases to percentage profit and relate percentage decrease to percentage loss. The teaching and student learning, small group collaboration on recognizing the scenario given to them to reason whether it is a profit or a loss, self-assessment where students do an online worksheet on finding percentage profit and loss. The technology used under schematic, teacher provides a scenario worksheet where students identify and reason whether it is a profit or loss. Teacher provide a link for the online worksheet as shown on the screen. Under the strategic dimension, students are encouraged to think critically, reason, solve problems, and work cooperatively with their peers within their group on the scenario given in the worksheet. Students are encouraged to think critically to start a fundraising project in a small group. The teaching and student learning. Students have opportunities to make decisions to start a fundraising project that leads to making profit. Student needs to consider what business they want to involve in by taking into consideration the capital that they need in order to start the business. The technology used under strategic group presentation, which is in the video form, showing their results on the exercises from the scenario worksheets and explain their reason including working and solutions. Group presentation showing their business plan, and shows the expenses that they had spent and the profit that they gained or the loss that they encountered.
Lesson Plan 1, which is on the introduction of profit and loss, selling price and cost price. So the learning objective for this lesson, by the end of the lesson, students should be able to recognize and compare the cost price and selling price. They also should be able to identify between profit and loss given the selling price and the cost price. Finding profit and loss when selling price and cost price are given. Students should be able to find selling price when the cost price and profit or loss are given, and also finding cost price when selling price and profit or loss is given. And students also should be able to think critically, reasoning, solving problem, and work cooperatively with their peers through group activity. So here's the teaching aids for the lesson plan 1, which is computers, projector, notes, worksheets for group activity, marker pen, and also smartphones. PES 1 or Lesson Development 1. So this PES 1 consists of declarative knowledge. So the content will be understand the concept of cost price, selling price, profit, and loss. So the teaching and student learning, the video will be used as the introduction on the concept of cost price, selling price, profit, and loss. So in terms of technology, video will be used which is extracted from the YouTube. So here is the sample of the video which introduced the concept of profit, loss, selling price, and cost price. So from this video, students will learn on recognizing and comparing the cost price and selling price. Students will also learn on identifying, finding, and calculating profit and loss when the selling price and cost price are given.
Mom and Dad are not at home. It's no good crying. I've got to help myself here. Gizmo Gadget to the rescue. You guys.
Hi, my name is Profit.
And I am Loss.
Profit and loss? Hey, this is great. I just read about you in the newspaper. Who are you guys? I'm confused.
We are the backbone of economics, you see. And once we arrive, we explain it all. You will not be confused anymore.
Excellent.
Let us show you. Okay now, JC. Let's say you buy a cute little puppy for 500 rupees. And then you sell it for 600 rupees.
But why will I sell such a cute little puppy?
That's not the point.
Loss, take it easy. Okay. As you can see here, cost price or CP is 500 rupees and selling price or SP is 600 rupees.
Can you guess whether you'll make profit or loss?
I'm not really sure. Or why would I have asked you?
You see, JC, whenever the selling price is more than the cost price, then we make a profit.
And when the cost price is more than the selling price, we make a loss.
That means by selling the puppy, we made a profit because the selling price is more, right?
Correct. Cost price is the money that the shopkeeper spends on buying a certain item. The cost price also includes additional expenses on transport, labor, and maintenance as well.
Selling price is the money the shopkeeper receives on selling a certain item.
Profit is the difference or the amount of money left on subtracting the cost price from the selling price. To make a profit, the selling price should always be higher.
Loss is the difference or the amount of money left on subtracting the selling price from the cost price. In a loss, the cost price is always higher.
For PES 2, which is Lesson Development 2, this PES 2 consists of procedural knowledge. So the content for PES 2 will be to find profit or loss when cost price and selling price are given. So the teaching and student learning, students will turn on their laptop or smartphones and click on the website link that the teacher shared. So the students will be asked to click on the link to find profit or loss when cost price and selling price are given, and then ask them to read and understand the examples and the solutions given from that link. So here is the website link. So here is the screenshot for the instruction on page 2, where the students are asked to click on to find profit or loss when cost price and selling price are given. So here is the screenshot of how it is look like. So the students will be asked to read and understand the solutions on each of the examples in order to find profit or loss when cost price and selling price are given. For page 3 or lesson development 3, it is still on the procedural knowledge. So on this page 3, it is divided into two parts. The first part is to find selling price when cost price and profit or loss are given, whereas for the part 2 is to find cost price when selling price and profit or loss are given. So the teaching and student learning on this page 3 for the first part, the students will be asked to click on the link to find selling price when cost price and profit or loss are given. And then, for the second part, the students will be asked to click on the next link to find cost price when selling price and profit or loss are given. So the website link will be provided by the teacher. So here is the screenshot for the instruction on page 3 for the first part, where the students are asked to click on the link to find selling price when cost price and profit or loss are given. So here is the screenshot. So the students will be asked to read and understand the solutions on each of the examples in order to find selling price when cost price and profit or loss are given. So once the students done reading and understand the examples from the link, the students will be asked to move and click on the next link, which is to find cost price when selling price and profit or loss are given. So here is the screenshot of how it is. For page 4 or lesson development 4, this page 4 consists of procedural and schematic knowledge. So for the first activity, give students the link for online worksheets and ask them to go to that link and start do the exercise individually. So the teaching and student learning for activity 1, students will click on the link given and start to do the exercises from the online worksheets. So the link will be given by the teacher. This is the screenshot of the online worksheets where the students can fill in all the gaps, and the students may also check their answer by clicking on the check button in order to find out if their answer is right or wrong. For activity 2 on page 4, give students the link for online games and ask students to install the apps to their smartphone. So the teaching and student learning for this activity 2 on page 4, students will install the link of the apps given and start to play the profit or loss problems games. So again, the link will be provided by the teacher. So here is the screenshot of how the apps will be look like. So the teacher will ask students to click on the test link and then click on profit or loss problems. So once the students click on this link, the quiz or test will be start right away. So if the students answer it wrong, this quiz will provide immediate feedback where it will turn into red color if the answer is wrong, and the correct answer will be shown as well through green color. So once the students done with the quiz, these apps will provide immediate feedback at the end of the quiz, where the students can have a look on their test report, like how many questions they managed to answer it correctly, percentage scored, and also the test completion time. For follow-up lesson, which is on schematic knowledge, the teacher will give students the scenario worksheets and ask them to form a group of 4 for group activity, where they need to think critically, reason, solve the problems, and work cooperatively with their peers on the exercises from the worksheet given. So from the worksheets, they need to recognize each of the scenario given to them, to reason whether it is a profit or a loss, and lastly solve the problems. The teacher then asks each group to present the results on the next lesson. So for these follow-up lessons, students may decide later after the class ends in order to form a group of 4 for their group activity.
Lesson Plan 2 on Procedural Knowledge. The topic covered in this lesson plan is on percentage increase and decrease. The aim of the lesson is to develop students' understanding on relations of profit and loss with percentage increase and percentage decrease. Lesson objective. By the end of the lesson, the student should be able to work out the multipliers for percentage increases and decreases, use multipliers to calculate new values after the changes have taken place, compute mentally the multipliers given questions related to increase or decrease in percentage, work out the amount of increase or decrease followed by extended amount of percentage increase or decrease, relate percentage increase or decrease to percentage profit and loss. Phase 1 of the lesson, which is on the prerequisite knowledge, teacher asks the students to match up 1 blue tiles, 1 yellow tiles, and 1 orange tile so that they start with the blue tile and then find the correct percentage increase or decrease to match with the yellow tiles that takes them to one of the red tiles. Once the student had finished, teacher may go through the answers on the smartboard using the PowerPoint slides or drag on the smartboard. If time allowed, teacher may ask few students to come to the board and drag the tiles to the correct position. Phase 2. Teacher goes through the lesson PowerPoint and teaches students how to find multipliers to work out percentage increases and decreases quickly in their head. To test their understanding, at the matching tile slide, students will be asked in group to make the connection between the tiles. By clicking on the pen, students may physically draw the lines on the slide to show which ones have been done. Students may compute mentally or using calculators for the answer. Teacher guide the students to match and make connections between the tiles of percentage increase or decrease with its multiplier. Phase 3 of the lessons, teacher provide worksheets and students are involved in completing questions in order and joining them up. This task is considered as an individual task. Students need to compute and calculate for the correct answer and join them up in order. Students need to write down the letter that passed through each line in order for a clue. Each straight line that joins the question to its answer passes through a letter. Student needs to write the letter down to. For more able students who can complete the previous task quickly, teacher will give an extension worksheet. This is done in the form of a spreadsheet and can be done on a computer by typing the correct answer, and the answer box should turn green. The purpose of this extension worksheet is to allow students to realize that, for example, a 10% increase followed by a 5% increase is not the same as the 15% increase. Phase 4 of the lesson. Students need to go online and go to the link provided by the teacher. Teacher guide the students while doing the online worksheet. Students are to start their own laptop and connect to the school internet. And then they have to work out the percentage profit or loss on each of the transactions given in the online worksheet. The worksheet is fully individual assessment, hence the student will receive feedback and grade straight away after they complete the worksheets. If they get the right answer, the box will turn green, and if they get the wrong answer, the box will remain in pink color. Marks can be checked at the bottom of the page.
Here is the flowchart of Dr. Zahari assignment.
In conclusion, there are two lessons. The first lesson plan covered on the introductions of profit and loss, selling price and cost price. The second lesson plan covered on percentage increase and decrease. The technology used in both lessons will be video extracted from YouTube, online games which the student will use using their smartphone, online worksheet in which the link provided by the teacher. The learning skill that the student will gain by the end of the lesson will be the inquiry learning, play-based learning, and project-based learning.